up, family? It's your favorite host, Maria Jordan from Afternoon Tea Radio. And today I am sipping tea while spilling tea with one of my favorite people, my special guest, Karras Jordan. Hello
doing?
there.
How you doing?
You looking good over there.
There you go.
Hi, honey.
How you doing, baby?
Thank you for joining me on Afternoon Tea Radio.
Anytime.
Yes, I love you.
I love you more.
So for those who don't know, this is my husband.
Yeah.
But he is also an author, an actor, a rapper, a entrepreneur, and so many other things.
Yeah.
So I have the opportunity of interviewing this amazing man. So I want to first start with your upbringing, where you're from, and how you were raised, and all those great things.
Well, as you already know, but
They don't know.
yeah, I'm from Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
My upbringing was, it's back and forth, a little rough, but it helped me become who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to college, upstate New York, played ball, football, basketball. I was All-American in basketball. Football, I was All-County. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
When it comes down to that, upbringing was cool. It was okay. It made me to who I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about, of course, I mean, we're married. We talk about our upbringings a lot, and about how it kind of shapes you.
Yeah.
And how it makes you the person you are. What would you say was the biggest lesson that you've gotten out of just your experience? What can you say now as an adult and experience, the way you grew up and stuff? What have you learned?
You got to have someone to push you. My grandmother was someone that pushed me, because you'll have a lot of people, especially when you grow up in the inner city and you're surrounded by certain things, whether it's drugs, violence, whatever, you can become that city.
Yeah.
And when you have someone that believe in you, because I always had a bigger vision. I always seen myself. I used to tell my grandmother, I don't belong in this family. This family is crazy. Y'all must have stole me from the hospital. I used to always actually tell her that. And she was like, you could do whatever you want to do. And I believe that anybody that's coming up in the city and everything else, you just got to believe in yourself. And you are not where you from,
And I think that what's really hard, not hard, but I think there's so many people when you're from a certain city, especially in black neighborhoods, black families, black hoods, there's so many people who don't even have an interest of being outside of where they are, right?
Yeah.
So you're dealing with family members, friends, people that you grew up with, looked up to, who have no interest in being anything different. And then sometimes when you see that for yourself, it's almost hard to admit. Was it hard for you to be different and to want more in your city, or did you keep it to yourself?
Yeah. Well, when you do things, like where I'm from is, when you do things differently, they consider you, you changing. No, I'm just evolving.
Yeah.
I'm seeing other things. And it wasn't until, lucky I had, when I played ball actually in grammar school, I was able to travel. I played AAU basketball, all that stuff. So I was always able to travel.
Yeah.
And Pop Warner. I had this coach named Coach Pop, rest in peace. And he used to always, we had this team called the Bulls, and he used to always put me on the team, and we traveled everywhere. And I got to see different places, because my family we didn't get on planes, we didn't go on trips, we didn't do none of that stuff as a kid. So when I started doing things like that, I realized that, the world is bigger than Jersey City. So I wanted to branch out. And I always felt I didn't want to do what everyone else was doing, because I seen what everyone else was ending up at.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that.
So what was your first introduction to acting?
I was it's crazy. I did theater, but how I got on it was I just wanted to be part of the production. So I was the guy that pulls
The curtains.
The curtains. And
Yeah.
I thought that was just, I wanted to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to do that. And the lead guy, it was a play called Farmer Brown. It's about farmers. And the lead guy, he didn't come in. The lead, well, kid at the time, he didn't come in. So they asked me to read.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Now, mind you, I learned, as a kid, you pick up on everything. I learned everyone's lines. So I already knew his lines.
Oh wow.
So they, because I'm thinking I was the producer of it. So I'm pulling up the thing. So I learned, I read for them. And once I read for them, they called my parents in the next day. And I'm thinking I was in trouble or something. Like, they like, step outside. So I come outside and it was like, how would you like to be Farmer Brown? I was like, I thought that was, it's like, no, we want you to do it. I was like, sure.
Oh wow.
And from there,
did you fall in love with it?
I was nervous, but when I stepped out into the audience and I didn't pay no attention to anyone. I didn't see anyone. Like, I know how to block everything up. And I was always told that if you're nervous, just find someone to look at.
Fixate on.
Yeah. But I didn't do that. I just focused on the back wall. You might have thought that I was looking at you, but I wasn't. And
wow.
Yeah, and it was not until after I fell in love with it. Like, I got a standing ovation, and I was like, oh, I'm a star. Like, shit. I was like, oh, I'm the man. Like, so it was the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And, because, like, getting nervous, it does something to me. I think I perform better when I'm nervous. And I like being nervous. I like that adrenaline. Like, I like the rush.
So do you do that now? Like, you've now done sets, you've been in movies, you've been on series. With that, do you do the same thing?
No, it's when you do it for a while and it becomes repetitive, it's as long as I know my lines. As long as I know my lines, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing, that I don't want to be the person that keeps people past the time that they're supposed to.
Because you don't know what you're
doing. I don't want to be that person. So me knowing my lines, I know I can try different things with my lines. You know, and you can add on, you can improv a little bit.
Is it the same type of anxiousness or nervousness when you are in theater as when you are on behind the camera?
No, theater is totally different.
Yeah.
See, behind the camera, if you mess up, they just go again. In theater, ain't no messing up. You know, and then it's a certain way that you still gotta talk to the audience while still talking. So it's more kind of complicated.
I actually know.
I know you do.
Experience in theater.
I know.
Your girl used to act too.
So that's much different. But with the cameras, people think that you just go, when you see a movie, it was real quick shooting production. No, you got full screen, you got mid screen, you got close ups to everyone. It's a whole bunch of things that go behind it.
Yeah, so to make the different angles and
yeah. So it's much longer than what people think.
Yeah,
and with every angle and with every shot, you'll get more comfortable. So you'll try different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're also an author.
Yes.
You have My Beautiful Ugly Life, and you have Mind of a Maniac. What was the inspiration to your books? What made you be like, you know what, I need to write this down?
All right, so Mind of a Maniac, it came when my grandma's passed. My grandma's passed in 2012, but I had a lot of, frustration. I was going through a lot of things. I was in a real dark place. So I had to, do something to release it. And instead of going into that, trying to pull myself out the hole, I started writing. And I just kept writing. I literally left doing everything. I didn't want to act. I didn't want to model because I was doing all that stuff. I didn't want to do nothing anymore. I just wanted to just be left alone. So that actually just helped me.
Did anyone say you should write, or it was just something you just started doing?
Well, I was always, the thing in school, I used to always write short stories. So my English teacher used to always be like, you'll be real good at this because you can write vivid stories. So I started vividly writing stories about my life. But then what I did was I said, well, a lot of people don't like to read a lot. So I say, okay, I'm gonna shorten it up, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write it in poetry mode, as if I'm rapping. I'm gonna write it in poetry mode, but it's gonna be literally about my life, and I'm explaining my life in a poem, and people just loved it because no one was really doing that. People write poems, but they, you know how, yeah. But I wrote things that happened in my life in that, and it was called Mind of a Maniac because, you know, I have this crazy energy in my head that, you know, I just need to get out. So I call myself a maniac a lot. People used to call me that too. So I just
did they call you a maniac?
They called me crazy.
Who called you crazy?
Don't worry about it. We good. Don't worry about it. We good. Don't worry about it.
That's funny.
But and then the second one was called My Beautiful Ugly Life. It was just, you know, because I think that life is happy, sad, crazy, destructive, violent, but it's life. And you got to accept it. You got to enjoy it because you only get one.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling you that story earlier, like in 100 years, no one will remember who we are. So right now, you got to put that stepping stone and make people remember your name now.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to just, you know, make everybody know who Karras Jordan is.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bar, bro. That was a bar. That was a bar. That was a bar.
Welcome to my life, folks. I love it. So do you have any regrets about anything in your books?
Any regrets? No, because it was my honesty. You know, some of the things I wrote, you know, some family members didn't like it, but it was my truth. And not just it was my truth, it was the truth.
Yeah.
I don't lie.
Yeah.
It's one thing for sure, I don't lie. And my grandma used to always say, the things that people are going to like about you or love about you the most is going to be the things that they hate about you also because you're so truthful. She used to always, like, pop my lips because she said, like, you know, you're too honest.
Yeah.
So if I see something that I don't like something or you do something to me or you do this, it's just, if you hate me for the truth, then what are you really hating? You know? So, you know, I just speak who I am, and I get whatever comes with it.
Yeah. Do you so I find, like, I used to be reckless with the tongue when I was younger. Yes.
I heard.
Yeah, I used to say exactly what was on my mind. I mean, I've always been a kind person, but I was extremely blunt, and I did not think before I spoke. So now, at this time in my life, you know, I am extremely thoughtful about what I say. And I'm thoughtful. I think things through. I think through my thoughts. Did you ever get to a point like that, or do you feel like that's not necessary?
I'm like that. If we honest, I'm like that with you.
Yes.
But with everyone else, like, I'm not, because if you are mad at me for being honest, then are you really being honest with yourself?
But see, when you say stuff like, I tell you the truth, I'm being honest, so it is what it is, it doesn't make that doesn't make it less hurtful or less. Sometimes I think it's okay to know, but not necessarily to say. So, like, for example, you have, especially thank God I'm not out here single. Thank you, baby. But out in the dating scene, and these women are dating, and I'm not sure. I can only speak as a woman who speaks to women. I don't, you know, from that perspective. And you got these men who be like, well, I was honest with you. You know, I told you that I XYZ.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't honest up front, but I'm being honest now. I'm being honest about it.
But
and it's like,
how many people that says that? How many women that says, if you honest with me, you know, I respect it more. But then when you be honest with them, they get disrespectful with you. I actually, maybe a woman literally told me, if you honest, I respect you and everything else. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. So I was honest with her. Oh my God.
But you know what? It's such, I feel like it's selective honesty sometimes. Like, for example, if you and I are dating and I'm single, you're single, but we're dating, and we have given each other the impression that this is an exclusive situation. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I find out it wasn't that it was some type of communication, but I find out that you're dating other people, right? And then you're like, well, and I confront you. Well, I mean, yeah, I was dating it.
Wait, did y'all say that y'all was exclusive? Like, did you say you was exclusive?
So I got to say,
verbiage is, you got to use that verbiage.
So I got to say, it's just me and you alone. It can't be implied. I feel like it was implied with us.
See, that's the prop. See, no, it was not. We put everything on the line. Don't even lie. See, this is the thing about women, right? Or even men. Just because you smash, it doesn't mean that.
Why it gotta be about sex? What if we ain't smash?
But I'm just saying. But if we get into that situation, if some people think that, well, because some women are emotional. Men are emotional too.
Very.
Yes. Very
more emotional.
But case in point on what you said, this female literally told me, hey, if you decide that you want to date someone because we just kicking it, then you let me know when, it's no problem. So I was like, yo, I met somebody and, I want to.
Who was that girl you
met? That was you, baby. I was like, yo, listen, I know we was kicking it or talking, but, I met, someone I want to, oh, man, I was called a loser. You ain't this, you ain't that. And I'm like, yo, but you told me that if I tell you the truth, that, instead of playing you out,
but I mean, read between the lines, baby. If I'm kicking it with you, you my boo, and I'm into you, and I feel like we're going in a certain direction, and then you come at me like, ooh, I got a whole nother girl that I'm trying to wife up with. Like,
I don't read in between anyone's lines. I go by what you say, and I always let me tell you something, baby. I used to tell. See, that's why I love you, because I can just talk to you, talk anyway, right? I used to tell females when I meet them, watch what you say to me. And what I mean by that is that, you had these females that come out and go, oh, no, I ain't looking for nothing. We could just kick it. We could just do whatever. I'm like, so you sure? Like, you just want to kick, you don't want a relationship? No. And I literally say that. Yo, watch what you say to me. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't relate to none of this.
Yeah, because I have this thing with me that if you tell me a certain thing,
that's what it is.
Yes, my body will connect with that certain thing, and that's it. And I can't change it.
What?
Yeah, I can't change it.
So, what was it like when the person you decided to marry when you first dated, when you started first dating your wife? What was it like? Because I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, she was very much so like, hey, yeah, so you're my husband.
Yeah.
So is that what you feel? Is it the same thing? You feel like you just connected to that?
No, you told me what it was. You told me what you wanted, what you wasn't going to accept, and you told me I had 2 weeks.
You told me I had 2 weeks.
We said we both had 2 weeks.
2 weeks to clear that roster.
Clear that roster, if you had one.
Yes.
And it was what it was, and there you have it. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, do you feel like your past relationships and your past experience, do you regret anything as far as like, I mean, I know you don't regret where you are. But do you regret maybe the way you might have treated someone? Because the reality is that I get being honest and everything, but when you could care for someone, and when you're into someone, and babe, why you got this grin like you about to say no?
No. Do I regret mistreating anyone? If we're being honest?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Only person I actually ever regret.
I don't need no names.
Only person I ever actually regret mistreating is my kid's mother.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody else,
that was nice.
And it's not about even the mistreating part. It's I don't want to go into detail, but it's just, when you have kids with someone and this person sees a future with you, you can't do certain things with them or to them, because when you do that, they only see this family thing. Everyone else was an obstacle to lead me and make me into a better person that I can actually be for you. But if I'm going to be really honest, the only person I actually will ever owe apology is that woman.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
That was very nice. Go ahead and apologize.
No.
You have the stage.
No. Deuces. She know what it is.
He apologizes.
She know what it is.
For mistreating you in any way that he did.
Whatever, bro.
You said it.
I'm just saying.
I mean, get it all out. Say it with your chest.
No, I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. But I'm not going to. No more way.
Okay.
Get that from a text.
Oh, my word. Okay. All right. So, also with being a dad, yes, and pursuing the things that you pursue has it ever been a conflict in just being a father and then also trying to pursue your dreams?
No. It could be, but you learn, I learned that like my daughter, like she's like one of my biggest fans. Mm-hmm. We get in the car and she's like, Dad, can I listen to your music? Mm-hmm. Can I watch this? Can I do this? Can I read this? And she listens from what I know. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do a certain movie, I'll let her know, hey, don't watch that.
Yeah.
Because certain things that I've possibly done in the movie or whatever that, mm-hmm, I would possibly want to explain to her before she watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, my kids pretty cool with me. Mm-hmm. They understand. I always let them know. I inform them like, hey, I'm gonna be on set, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
And I normally don't break promises. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. And if something comes up, I'll make sure the first time I'm available, we do that immediately. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, but you know that though.
Good job.
Thank
they
you.
don't know.
Oh, okay.
You're just my guest.
Oh, I'm just a guest. So why you started off calling me baby? Yeah.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
So, with your journey through the entertainment industry, because as I mentioned, author, modeling. How did modeling start?
Oh, that's crazy. I was so the guy that I was shooting with, his name IMI Photos. Shout out to Mike. He's dope. He shoot the Prince. He shot everybody. Mm-hmm. Like he's just dope. And I'm not talking about Prince, rest in peace. I'm talking about like the Prince of like Saudi Arabia, all that stuff like that. So I think he shot the Olympic Games too, if I'm not mistaken. So he was doing something for a young lady that had a jewelry line. Mm-hmm. And she wanted someone with a whole bunch of tattoos. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know him, but I knew the young lady from my boy. Mm-hmm. And the guy didn't show up. So she reached out to me. And I was like, man, I ain't doing no modeling. Like, you crazy? Like I'm gangster. Like,
real
you know
Jersey City.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm gangster, bro. Ain't nobody doing no modeling. Like, nobody doing that. And this is literally how I was. And she was like, no, just do it. Like, you don't got to do nothing crazy. Because I'm thinking, I don't know nothing about modeling, So I was like, all right. So I do it. And once I'm done, he go, bro, you should let me shoot you again. Mm-hmm. I'll go, for what? You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, literally, you should just let me shoot you again. I was like, all right. Came back. He shot with me. And I think like in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, like I was in like, what was it? Double XL, mm-hmm, the Ebony's, then I shot with like, what was it? Calvin Klein, Armani, mm-hmm, all sorts of magazines, Beijing, Asian. I shot with everybody. Like, mm-hmm, I was in every magazine. I was on covers. Shout out to Crave. They gave me my first cover. Mm-hmm. So definitely shout out to them. I was on a cover overseas So it was pretty cool.
But it was like it just happened, just
Yeah,
fell in your
it just
lap.
literally just happened. Like, people do I was fly. You know what I'm saying? Do I
You
was fly?
cute.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I did that, and so it's easy when you're modeling to transition to acting, because for me doing the modeling, they asked me to do videos.
Oh,
So
okay.
I started premiering people videos and being a love interest in the videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's how it just happened.
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't pursue it. Hey, I didn't pursue it. It pursued me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Only thing about modeling is it's hard. People don't understand like how you have to maintain a certain weight, and
Yeah.
or the samples are. I think usually the samples pants is like a 31. Like
Yeah.
the shirts is medium, and you gotta maintain that, and people just thinking that you just taking pictures. You gotta have your back a certain way, your neck turned a certain way,
Yeah.
your neck being like a crook. Like it's a lot.
It's a task.
Yes, it's a task. People just think that, oh, they just taking pictures.
And they cute, so it just
Yeah.
but it's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
It's literally work. If you don't understand it, you won't understand unless you do it. But you got to commend anybody that model, act,
Yeah.
produce, direct, everything. It's work behind all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what a amazing job you did, baby.
Just love it, bro.
So what about let's tell them a little bit about your rap career and how it started. I don't think people really know your start.
Let's see. Okay, so I was in. So I have a Puerto Rican side of my family too. Blah,
He had Puerto Rican.
whatever. So I was in Massachusetts, right? And the first thing I ever heard in my life, I was young, but the first thing I heard was Ghetto Boys as a rapper. I thought that was the most gangster. It was like, call me, call me the game. I ain't gonna do the rest of the verse,
Please.
but yeah.
Nah.
So I heard that, and then I heard Tupac. So when I heard Tupac, I used to be like, oh, this dude is dope. And then I used to say, like, if I can put the stuff that go on in my life into a rap, oh, I'll be vicious.
Yeah.
So I tried it, but now I had people that really can rap around me. They was like lyrical, and they was older than me. So I used to just write, but I never let anyone hear my stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got in this group called Fan for Mill, and we started, writing, rapping, and we ended up getting signed to the NBA player and all that stuff, and then Universal, all that stuff like that, and that, the first time that people actually heard me rap was actually on Wax. Yeah, and then they liked it.
So what was it like? Because people don't know you actually toured.
Yes.
How was that?
It was cool.
So between acting, being in films, writing books,
Yeah.
performing, rapping in your group and whatever, touring, what is your favorite?
I like it all, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, when you step on the stage and you don't know how a crowd or is gonna react to you, it gives you this adrenaline. So now you're gonna be like, I'm going to. It's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna make love to that crowd. I'm gonna tear that whole crowd out. I'm gonna make that whole crowd fall in, because you can be a musician. It's different, but to control a crowd, it's an adrenaline that I can make one person. If you don't like me, I'm gonna walk away with making one person love me, just by the looks I give them. I'm gonna speak to you. So, because some of my music, I can speak pain in my music, and I write pain in my music. So, I'm gonna write this pain, and I'm gonna look at someone that I'm writing to, or I'm saying the rap to, and I can see it in their eyes that you experience the same thing I experienced in life. So, I'm gonna concentrate on you, and I'm gonna walk away with a fan. I'm gonna make sure that he or she is going to go back and say, yo, this dude Karras, yo, he was experiencing the same, because a lot of people go through similar situations, but they just they scared to let it out. So when you hear someone else go through the same thing you're going through, it gives you an outlet to be like, okay, I'm not
Yeah.
alone. But I like the stage.
Yeah.
And I like being in front of people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cute.
Yeah. I like show.
So, so it sounds like a common denominator in your like books, in your raps, is pain.
Yes.
Where do you move? Do you move from that? Where do you go from that? Like, is it always going to be expressing the pain, or do you move into your other? Or do you still like you feel that? Do you still like feel like you're still there?
I mean, pain doesn't necessarily go away, especially when you lose something. You just know how to seal it in. But you think about it every day. You know, things I experience, I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so you never really get over it. You just really know how to deal with it. So it's always going to be there. So I think some people just have to find an outlet of what makes them, you know, happy, whether it's writing, whether it's, you know, and it's so many people in life generally that's going through pain, but they just smiling. Man, people with the biggest smiles is the ones that has the, sometimes behind the scene got the biggest demons.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to always tell people like, you know, I smile a lot. Like my grandmother always say, smile, you know, because you can bring people towards you with your smile. But if you really know what I'm thinking behind that smile, you know, would you really like me?
Yeah.
You know, so
what you be thinking?
I'm just saying. So I smile just for people to what you going.
Yeah.
You know? I think about a lot of things. Like I'm everywhere. You know how I am.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
But pain, yeah. I mean, I got, you know, I wrote a song about you, but
You did.
you know what I'm saying? You like, that wasn't pain.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that was happy. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, but I'm one of those lyricists that I can write about everything. If you tell me something, or if I see something, or whatever I experience, I can write about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's happy, sad, like I told you, life, happy, sad,
Yeah.
destruction, anything. I can write about everything. So when you listen to anything of mine, you're gonna be able to attach something that happened in your life with any of my music.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked is because I think that a lot of your brand might be associated with pain, and you experience so many other things.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to put something out that shows something different?
You know, I'm just a rock star, bro. So I don't understand. Like, you know, when you're a rock star, you just live life. Like, you just do whatever you want to do. And I think that where I'm at in life, like, I'm much more in a happier place. I'm chilling. Like,
You're welcome.
you just took all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'm like, when you become more. All right, so I'm gonna say this and then move forward. Like, I used to do everything for everyone else. I went to college for my grandmother. I didn't go to college. I hated school.
Yeah.
You know, I played basketball or whatever like that because I thought that was the only way I'd be able to get out the hood. You know, I did a lot of things for people. Like when I started making some type of money, I gave it to my family.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't until I didn't have and I reached out, and when I was reaching, there was no one there to grab me and try to pull me up. So now I just concentrate on making myself happy. And usually when you make yourself happy, you're going to bring that happy energy around you. So look at everybody around me now. They mostly real chill and happy.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Karras Jordan.
What about Karras Jordan?
He was a dope mom. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's just remember me for, I want my legacy to be a person that, you know, done it all, did it all, and tried it all, and didn't leave nothing on the table.
Yeah.
And that's all I ever want to do.
Live life to the fullest.
Yeah, I don't want to, like I told you before, like I don't want to live, I don't want to be on my deathbed and say, damn.
I wish I would have
I wish I would have did this. You know what I mean? I want to just try it all, because I feel as though if you try, you didn't fail.
Yeah.
I think people that don't try and be scared to try something, it's always going to be someone that say they don't like you.
Yeah.
Like, you, come on, think about it. You can say something positive on social media, and somebody gonna turn that positive into something negative.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, I didn't even say that.
Yeah.
But they're gonna find some sort of way to say that, hey, I believe in God. And they were, whoa, how you know it's this? Dude, it's just my belief. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna turn something into something positive into a negative. So,
Yeah.
that's all.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking a moment to speak with me.
A moment, yeah. You gonna let me take you out after this?
I sure will.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
I'll feed you.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
All right, so tell everybody how they can reach you, how they can stay in touch, and all those great things. You can talk.
Which one is right here?
Mm-hmm, that's you.
You can, everything is Karras Jordan. It's Karras Jordan. IG, Facebook, website, karrasjordan.com. What is that, X or whatever they call it, X or Twitter?
What, Twitter? I'm not on Twitter.
Everything is Karras Jordan. Everything is branded with my name. No, nothing in between. KarrasJordan. Yeah, it's me.
That's right, y'all. Make sure that you are following Karras Jordan as well as go on his website, purchase those books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Contribute to the family, folks. But thank you so much for tuning in to Afternoon Tea Radio with your favorite host, Maria Jordan, and my special guest, Karras Jordan.
Hey.
Make sure you tune in every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and make sure you subscribe. Peace.